IQNA.
Anyway, welcome to IQNA, where we're now legally 21 in the States, and I'm stroking a pussy.
There we go. I didn't even know we were starting. Thanks, Alex, for starting.
You didn't even yell surprise first.
Surprise!
All right, I'm Big Mike.
Sam Bosco.
Justin Ferguson.
And I'm Alex Dadden.
That's all four of us, and this is my cat Moses, who we thought was a female. So it became Mrs. Moses for a while. Then it went back to Moses.
How can you not tell?
His wiener wasn't out.
You grab him, you spread, and you go, that looks like a dick to me.
Well, that's the thing. We didn't know what that was. He had a lot of fur. We just got him. I don't know.
That also reminds me when I was a kid, I had a cat named Cleo. He's a black shag like this guy.
Anyway, keep going. Yeah,
We thought it was a girl.
You thought it was great. Yeah.
My dad figured out the hard way where the cat's balls were right here.
That's a dude. That's usually when you hire a prostitute. You're like, oh hey, no, that's a dude.
Walking away.
So yeah, we're gonna wait for that. So what's everyone been up to? Moses, you might have to get off the table. Get off the table. All right, what's everyone been up to? Ferguson? Stuff?
No.
Things?
No.
No.
Things.
Anything nerdy to report? Watching? You just see the new Star Wars. You told
I
me.
did.
What'd you think?
I liked
Wait.
it.
Spoilers. Anyways.
I liked it, yes.
You like
Spoiler.
it?
Yeah.
Did you get the big spoiler now?
Yes.
Were you doing the same thing me and Alex were doing? No.
It's not gonna happen.
Well, it's like they're right up close to each other. You're like, no, not a good thing.
I'm in the moment he stepped out.
Oh, there's
Oh,
one thing I thought to myself though towards the end of the movie. Chewbacca is an asshole to Rey. He has a spaceship and he parks it at the bottom of the fucking mountain. Thank you!
I'm not the only one that noticed that. That pissed me off.
Fucking mountain, girl.
Yeah, and then he picked up Luke from the bottom of the sky cloud. So you know they can get that close.
Well, look on the top of the mountain when she meets Luke. It's like there's a whole open area. You could easily land the Falcon
It's
there.
not so much
Chewie's
as a mountain. It's
no.
Acapulco.
You made Han die. You climbed those fucking stairs.
Well, in the books, what bugged me at worst, well, it didn't bug me at all, but I was like, oh, they changed it. In the books, Chewie dies protecting Han. In this, Chewie lives and watches Han die horribly.
Including the fact that Ben is actually... In canon, Ben is actually the child of Luke and Mara Jade.
Mara Jade, yeah, which was, his name was Ben Skywalker. And in the books, the youngest kid was Anakin Solo.
Yeah.
And then they had Gianna and Jace. Jason was the first. Jason was the one that went to the dark side.
Right.
Anakin
Well,
was the one who
But then again, Luke, the only reason why Luke met Mara Jade is because he was just trying to infiltrate the Sith.
Yeah, he went to the dark side to infiltrate the Sith and to find out who the new Sith Lord was, which, spoilers, was fucking Darth Sidious in a new body.
Right.
And he ends up turning to the dark side, and Mara Jade helps him escape. She was one of the assassins that helped Darth Sidious assassinate people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where that happened.
That's their meet
Yeah.
cute.
Meet cute?
It's a movie term where guy meets girl.
Oh, okay. I don't know these things.
Yeah. No, it's like they obviously wanted to get away from the canon and
Yeah,
stuff.
they rewrote the canon when Disney bought it, so
Yeah.
the books don't count anymore.
And even George Lucas was like, well, here I have some ideas. And they're like, no. You stay away. So yeah, it's like, but I wanted to make Jar Jar Binks Kylo Ren. No.
Just watch
It's way better the way it is. Like, I mean, he's.
I hope he died on the fucking city planet.
See,
hope
my
he was
point
still a
was
goddamn
made.
chance.
My point. Me and Mike were talking about this before. It's so hard to make a villain now in movies that people are like, everyone knows it's a movie, but to actually get fans to go like, I hate that guy. It's so hard to do that.
It would have been easy with Jar Jar Binks.
Game of Thrones actually managed that really well because the actress who plays the Queen Lannister, she gets walked up to by fans and say, "I fucking hate you."
Yeah.
She loves that because it means her character is believable.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like, it's
It's
not impossible to do, but it's hard to do nowadays.
Yeah.
And Kylo Ren he went from when he took his helmet off, it was kind of like, oh, he's just a
Yeah,
dude.
he's not freaky or anything.
But I'll actually say, I bought it. I know Adam. I've seen Adam's other stuff he did, including the scene.
That's hilarious.
The scene.
I kind of wish you would have done that in the movie.
Yeah, with the nachos. I just had sex and
that's him?
Nachos! Greatest moment of my life. That was hilarious. Yeah, what movie was that from again?
What If? Or the F Word, whatever version of the title you want.
Oh, okay.
Because the movie was originally called the F Word, because it's like
I'm
friend zoned. It's called the F Word,
right.
But people thought it was too suggestive a title, so they changed it.
Little Fockers was okay.
Yeah, Little Fockers was okay.
Meet the Fockers.
But the F Word isn't, so they changed it to What If.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Well, I know...
No. I actually felt like the new Star Wars movie was almost exactly like A New Hope.
Oh,
it's seriously. Yeah.
I think what they did with that though is they're like, okay, it's been 10 years since Sith.
Yeah.
So it's like we have a whole generation of people we're trying to sell this to. Let's just sort of retell the story that got everybody hooked on this in the first place, and hook everybody back in, sort of change some things up, and then we can. I think with Episode 8, they're going to kind of go off and do something.
Episode 8,
because I don't think they're going to redo Empire.
No, 8 and 9 are actually being written by another guy.
Yeah, right.
Thank
They're directed by 2 others or something.
Thank goodness.
Ryan Johnson, the guy who did Looper, is writing and directing 8, and then he's also writing 9, and the guy who directed Jurassic World is directing.
What's his name again?
I can't remember his name, but he's the one directing Episode 9.
Lou Ferrigno.
No, it's not.
That's not even remotely close. So, I want to acknowledge a few things that have happened that are terrible. We have lost a lot of interesting, cool people. I'll let you go with the musicians, because I know, besides Bowie is a big one, but I know there's a few musicians that passed away that are great.
Yesterday.
But I will lead with Alan Rickman.
Yeah.
God damn it.
That is a huge loss, and I'm gonna miss that bastard because, again. At least me and Sam are huge Kevin Smith fans, and Kevin Smith.
Dogma was one of them.
Yeah, Dogma. He had Dogma was.
Kendall.
Yeah, exactly.
Boy, Kendall.
And apparently, Alan Rickman just loved the idea of that, and he said, "This is just great." And he was such a nice, humble dude. He from what I've heard from Kevin Smith, he talked about it before he even died. Just how awesome he was, and it's just a sad thing to see. And I mean. You haven't watched all the Harry Potter movies, but especially near the end, his part becomes very important. Big. And he actually, very big. And all I'm going to say is the word "always" for any Harry Potter fans. They know what that is, and it was very powerful. But I think the role that stuck out the most with me would be Dogma. Although I did love him in Sweeney Todd. I did love him. He was a really good bad guy in that. He played the lead bad guy in that. What's his name?
Really?
Yeah, the judge, yeah. He was really good.
Oh, yeah, he was chubbier, though, at the time.
Sort of.
I remember him being chubbier.
Might have been just makeup.
Yeah, the thing is...
There was makeup and he did gain a little bit of weight.
I could watch that.
Kind of hides that, too. So. First of all, it's an excellent movie. I love the take that Tim Burton did with it. I think that's one of his best for me.
We'll always remember him as Hans Gruber.
Yes, actually, that's what I should say. That's probably a role that you always have, and... Yeah, it's just, an interesting fact about that, too, I don't know if you heard about this, but, you know that scene when spoiler alert, if you haven't seen fucking Die Hard, okay? So anyway, I shouldn't say that much, because I just did see it, only 10 years ago, so, but anyway, so it's bad for me.
Yeah, you okay?
Motherfucker, yeah. But, when he dies, spoiler alert again, he, the face that he makes when he falls was actually genuine, because what happened was they said, okay, we're going to drop you on 3, and he's going to fall 25 feet onto a soft mattress, right? Yeah. So they're like, okay, we're going to do it on 3. They're like, 1, and they dropped him. So he's like, oh god. So that look you get is genuine from him. It's actually very cool, and now I'm going to see that from now on. But no, he's just such a cool guy. He had that monotone voice that you just love. And I actually would have to say, like I said, besides him being Hans Gruber, if I had to single out an acting role for him, for me, if any of you have seen Love Actually, he was excellent in that show. Trust me, it's one of the most romantic comedies that they say even guys will like. It's a good show. But anyway, he plays a guy in it who gets tempted by his secretary, and his wife finds out, and who's played by Emma Thompson. She is
not Emma Watson.
No, not Emma Thompson. Emma Watson. Yeah, that's a little young for him. But anyway, so she gets crushed by this information, and hides it from him that she's crushed. And his reaction to it is he feels terrible. His role is small enough, but you feel him, and he's just a great actor all around. I don't miss that dude.
Wait, I think I have actually seen it. Is it the one where it's like
You've actually seen Love Actually?
Different stories?
I
Actually,
think so.
Love
Is it the
Actually?
one where it's like a whole bunch of like different? Yeah, I've seen it.
I like it. It's a good show.
I've never had someone to watch these movies with until now.
You watch
Well,
it by yourself.
the funny thing is I've asked.
That's just so gay.
I've asked to watch it. Like, I always said, "Hey, Sonny, you want to watch Love Actually?" He's like, "No," and I'm like,
Not with another dude.
"What? Do you think I'm gonna grab your knee and then start making out with you?"
Maybe.
Only happened once. No, like
Maybe.
I will just.
I don't know. I just never had a reason to watch it.
No. But no, like I'll really miss that dude. And like I say, the very end of Harry Potter sells it for what happens.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even know.
Yeah,
I knew he died, but I did not know why.
Yeah,
And he
no one knew why.
Same with Bowie.
He kept it a secret.
You knew he had cancer?
Oh no. I thought you were talking about Harry Potter still.
No, yeah, no, we know why he died. Let's not get into that for people who haven't seen it. But no, it's not. It's how Alan Rickman died. He had cancer, but he kept it a secret for a while.
Like he was just like, oh,
Same
Alan
thing
Rickman
with
died
Bowie.
today.
Yeah.
What the fuck happened here?
It's like Bowie, like an
And then
internet.
Bowie's like, Bowie died. What the fuck?
There was a meme. There was a meme about it. It was like a guy. He's like goes on the internet. He's like, he says, Bowie dies. Like fuck, and then he goes, oh look, a kitten. And then next, fucking Alan Rickman too. And then the next one's like, oh look, a baby hippo. Like, like life in the internet of a week is basically how it was.
It was
It's
actually
terrible loss.
2 days.
Yeah, I know.
It
It's
was
crazy.
David Bowie and then Alan Rickman, which really kind of.
Yeah. And then yesterday,
Yeah, really.
a big star died again too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, go.
Okay, so obviously Bowie died, which
Yes.
was a big
Big
loss.
loss, yeah.
And not just music, but all the other things he did.
Acting, he was considered.
He was acting. He was also a painter, a photographer. He did lots of things. There's also Glenn Frey just died, the founder of the Eagles,
Right.
guitar player and founding member of the Eagles. And
Well, there's
then,
a lot of good people, man.
and then obviously at the beginning of the year, Lemmy Kilmister died, the lead singer.
Yeah,
of
he was
Motorhead.
diagnosed with
It was
cancer on the 26th and died like January 1st
Yeah, it
or
was
something.
very aggressive.
It's like
Very-
bang,
Wow.
dead.
Yeah. Well,
Cancer. Fuck cancer.
I will fuck it to death.
Yes.
it's amazing that actually got him
Alex,
because
like you're good.
you look at the way Lemmy lived his life.
Yeah.
There aren't many people who partied harder than him.
No, he
Like,
was
I mean-
pretty up there for partying.
I mean, I would say the only guys in rock history who could ever get close to what Lemmy did, and Lemmy survived through all this partying, would be the guys in Motley Crue.
Motley Crue, or how about?
Well, let's point out to the guys in Motley Crue. They were forbidden to partying with Ozzy because they were a bad influence on him.
That's pretty bad.
Jesus.
But what about Keith Richards? That guy is so fucking pickled, he will not die.
Keith Richards stopped doing marijuana because they don't make it strong enough anymore.
Pretty bad.
He's tried pretty much every kind of marijuana and he quit because it's not strong enough anymore.
He's built
That's
up
frightening,
suckers.
man. Yeah, that's
If you want to get
pretty
rid of the
crazy.
drug problems, put them in the room with everything else.
Yeah, really, yeah. No, that's.
I want more drugs. It's like, we can't give you more drugs because you smoked it all.
You smoked everything on this planet!
No, if anybody wants anything, we just gotta wait for you to die and we'll smoke you.
Yeah, exactly. No. It's, like, so much loss. Is that anybody else? Like, it just seemed like so much.
There's been a lot of guys that.
I'm just really hoping Patrick Stewart doesn't go.
Yeah,
He's-
or Ian McKellen.
Or Ian
He's
McKellen.
the thing about Patrick Stewart.
Do they have cancer or AIDS or something?
No. I'm just, but they're
No.
69-year-old and British.
Oh, right.
And British. It seems to be the way things are going.
Please, no. No, there's two people I never want to see die, and that's Stan Lee and
They'll just live forever.
and Betty White. I swear to God,
Oh,
I'm gonna blow my
she's so
face off
cute.
if she dies.
Okay, who would still bang her if they were single?
Well, first of all, no.
Really?
No, it's Betty White. She's like my grandma, man.
No, to me, she's like the most badass.
And I still wouldn't fuck my grandma. No matter how badass she is. I'm sorry, Grandma, you're pretty awesome, but I'm not going to do that.
I'm just saying she's still attractive.
Well, no, she's attractive for an old lady, that's for sure. If you want to ride the same
Sorry,
train,
but
that's just how it is.
That's the girl and the guy went singing with.
Once you go, and then you know what they say, once you go gray, there ain't no other way. So, but on the nerd front,
You know you've been white.
what?
Once you go white, you know you are right.
Betty White?
Betty
Betty White, yeah. Gonna go to class I'll buy that. No, speaking of nerdy stuff, I was way back. We weren't talking about that, but anyway, way back. I've been getting finally into Doctor Who. Started the first 3 episodes. Yeah,
that was something I can talk about.
Yeah, it's just I've been always wanting to watch it, but I'm like I have to be in the mood to start something, or else it's just going to turn me off. Like if I start watching something and I'm not in the mood for it, I just won't watch it for a while. So yeah, I finally put it in. Yeah, I got into the first 3 episodes right away, and that's all I am. Because now I'm actually hooked on another show, Making a Murder, which I don't even want to fucking talk about because it infuriates me, that show. How they treat this guy, but I won't go into it. You just watch it. Just watch it. It's nuts. Bad. It's just bad, the system, how it works.
Once you get into the 5th season with writer Stephen Moffat, it's amazing. It's the same guy who writes Sherlock.
Right.
And
the new one?
Yeah.
With Cumberbatch?
Yeah.
Cucumberbatch?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that one's good. No, it's not first
phenomenal.
episode. Yeah.
Considering the fact that the storylines are so much more intricate throughout the entire season, where something will be brought up and explained 6 episodes later from the event that's happened, it's actually astounding with the writing.
Nice. Yeah.
For the minimal budget, it's fucking awesome.
I'd like they don't even get a full season. They get 13 episodes to work Doctor Who, and where his other shows get full 26 season episodes.
You know,
he only gets 13 with Doctor Who.
See, that's the thing. I find
it also has to do with like how much the writing takes.
Exactly.
Like it's a lot of writing, and it's a lot of cross-examination, it's a lot of parodies, and it's a lot of stuff to deal with. So.
No,
we're talking about Doctor Who or
yes, we are.
Doctor Who.
Okay.
But no, like the thing that I like about Doctor Who, first of all, I've always been attracted to time travel. Like I've loved Back to the Future, all those other shows. The thing that like the humor about it is what I like. And I find with shows that only have like 13 episodes, like for example Dexter, what's another show like that? But anyway, shows Breaking Bad, Fargo, those shows, although they have less episodes, that's the good thing, because you take a show like, say for example Smallville. I absolutely love Smallville. But the problem with Smallville is, and any other show like that, you get 26 episodes and like 10 of them have to be filler. Like all of a sudden it's like, there's this major issue Clark has in the last episode, and then it gets solved in the first episode, and then it's like filler for 10, and then it comes back to it again. Like that's the problem. I find that shows that don't have as much episodes are stronger story-wise. Like Breaking Bad, first of all, is a phenomenal show. I mean, lots of people have seen it, but if you haven't, check it out. It's just well written, and I just think that's sometimes better for shows.
Yeah.
So that's
because you're only given a certain amount of time to actually progress the storyline, to create loyal fans, and with less episodes, you need to have more content.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, I have a gunny kind of way of putting it. When you have a full-auto rifle, all you do is pound out as many bullets as you can. When you're running a bolt-action rifle, you make each shot count.
Yeah.
Just like this. You have a limited amount of episodes, you make each one of those count.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like with the last season of Breaking Bad, they split it up into 2 seasons. Like the last season's technically 2 seasons because they did 26 episodes. They did like season 5, part 1, part 2. Is because they had a lot to finish up with. If you have enough to finish up with, do it. But don't do it for the sake of doing it, right? And that's why those shows just are great.
I'm trying to think of
the great thing also about like watching the newer episodes of Doctor Who is they keep trying to Doctor Who has a lot of history behind all the previous 8 Doctors beforehand.
50 years worth of
50 years worth of stuff they can pull back into, and they try to make every little thing they reach back into count and be a big thing, and they pull out some of the most obscure characters that were 3 episodes in the 50 years before, and they make them the Zygons, for example. They become huge characters, and they're these big, to quote the 11th Doctor, big red rubbery thing covered in suckers. And he's like, one of those things was a Zygon.
With cone heads,
Yeah, he's like, one of those things was a Zygon. There's 2 versions of, it's a complicated scene, but he meets his previous incarnation, the 10th Doctor, and there's 2 versions of the first Queen Elizabeth, the real one, and one's a Zygon, because Zygons are shapeshifters.
Oh, okay.
And they both come up and kiss the 10th Doctor, and the 11th Doctor is just looking at him like, one of those things was a Zygon. He's like, yep, big red rubbery thing covering suckers. Yeah, I'm not going to judge.
Yeah.
Okay, I might have to watch this.
No, it's an interesting show, really.
I just like how. Sorry, I didn't.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I just like that episode that you're talking about how much they must have studied each other's mannerisms to actually get the perfect sync and body movements and everything like that to actually make you feel like, yes, the same guy, different skin.
Yeah, that's just that's exactly. I'm impressed by that.
So I have a question. Is there not a spin-off series
There's 2 spin-off series.
following an alien as a detective
There's a
named Harkness?
Jack Harkness.
he's
that's
not
the
really
voice
an
that he's
alien,
on.
but
Torchwood.
there's Torchwood.
Yes.
There's
There's a spin-off of Doctor Who.
there's 2
I don't know
actually.
that.
There's also
Torchwood
this
and Unit.
there's Unit and the Sarah Jane Chronicles.
Right.
Well, there's the Torchwood I wanted to see was the one where
Before she passed away.
the Torchwood I wanted to see was the one I can't remember what it's called, but everyone didn't die.
Oh.
They survived with grievous
what is
wounds
that
and shit.
called?
Something like Earthfall or something.
No.
But I wanted to see that. And another thing,
Damn
remember I was
people
telling you about the
giving me more
synth
shit
in
to watch.
Fallout 3? That he was named Harkness.
Okay.
That was his name.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why I got into Torchwood. I was like, Harkness? Why does it sound so familiar? I thought
Besides
it
Back
was
to the Kids.
Harkness?
Yeah.
What does it
He's a
mean?
homosexual.
He's
Well,
an alien.
Well,
he-
no.
Jack
Sorry.
Harkness is an alien.
Sorry. Let me
Okay.
fix that. He's a pansexual.
He's attracted to everybody.
Pansexual.
Yeah.
Alien, human,
Alien, human, male,
doesn't matter.
female.
He'll fuck anything that moves.
Anything that moves.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a pansexual.
Sounds like that game of fucking werewolf we played the other night.
Believe it or
Or
not, that was
she-
a big-
Man, hey, let's explain. You weren't here. We played this game called Werewolf. I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's a card game. Now, it's a role-playing game, sort of. You get a card, and then you don't tell the person what you are. You're a villager, or you're a werewolf, or a witch, or whatever.
Idiots.
Or a village idiot like
Yeah,
Alex
you
was. It was
love
great. You kind of have to guess what it was. It's seriously funny. You and Michelle should join us next time you can. But anyway, it was just Sean took it there. And
Well,
then he
I
just-
started, I said,
Yeah.
it's like, in the night, a murder happened. I was like, and Sheep got fucked in the arse. And they started going,
Basically,
the poor sheep.
yeah, it was just like, it was like Sean would be like, okay, the town of Gunter has awakened. They find all of their cows with their asses shaved, but otherwise they're fine. It's just like, what is going on? Like, it just went there.
Someone's got a bad animal philia.
Which, we must say, which I'll talk about, is we've started something now. We've been talking about doing Dungeons and Dragons for a while, like a few of us and whatever. I know you're not a Dungeons and Dragons fan, but we came up with something. Sean had an idea of doing one on our own because Dungeons and Dragons get expensive and blah blah blah. So Sean came up with the idea of
read 6 books.
well, exactly, and plus you got to read like an entire 300-page thing to make a character, right? So Sean came up with an easier idea, which if you read it, you might end up wanting to join us later. But it is now we're developing our own. Like Sean, a friend of ours, is developing it. And it's called The World of Weed Beam. Wow. Is what it's called. Wow. Like World of Warcraft.
And the whole premise is that it's Weed Beam's pot fucking trip.
We should explain.
And so everything can happen. Anything. We could come into Ghostbusters world, come into Jurassic Park world.
Yeah.
No matter what. Like we could go into Lord of the Rings if we fucking want.
And
Because
so,
it's just a trip.
we should slightly explain. We invented this stereotypical stoner type character on Mergy Movies, a show of ours we used to do, and his name was Weed Beam. And Weed Beam, is just your stereotypical hippie character.
Oh,
right?
yeah. This is great.
So basically, that kind of spread out. Like Weed Beam has this hallucinative dream and creates this world in his head, and that's basically what is happening. So we're creating the world of Weed Beam, and we have many different classes. One of them possibly, because there's always an imp class in RPGs. They'll be called midgets, possibly. A little offensive.
that could totally that could be from the Pastafarian.
Yeah.
There's the midgets and the midgets. There was. You should read the book, The Loose Cannon. It's the Pastafarian or the Flying Spaghetti Monsters Bible.
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Supposedly the midgets came first and they were cute and bald, but the Flying Spaghetti Monster didn't like them as much, so he created the midgets, which were Italian stereotypical short people.
Yeah.
And it just keeps going from there, and then humans come in and everything. It's bad.
It's this world that, like, we're going to create basically a fictional world using Dungeons and Dragons rules, sort of, but it's taken from other things. Sean's developing it right now. It'll take about a month for us to actually get a game started, and it's our own. So I think that's why I'm pretty pumped about it. It's going to be interesting.
Before it was like, I can only be this class and this character.
Yeah.
I can't be my own thing. I can't enjoy my own adventure. I have to be a fantasy character in a fantasy world with swords and shit.
Yeah.
Now I can create a fucking. Well, we have one class. already. The stoner class.
Yeah.
Who's a
We have a stoner class.
professional in herbs and potions.
So this is why, and Sean is trying to make it user friendly.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, people who don't normally like Dungeons and Dragons, like you, like Kaylee and Dan, who are actually interested when we were discussing it, for people to join up, and it might be really easy because all you are is just creating a fictional character in this fictional world, but it's a fandom fictional world. So, like, all of a sudden we're talking, like, we were already talking about possibly doing encountering, you know, Doctor Who and all that stuff. So, like, it's going to go all over the place, and we just have weird ideas. Like, I mean, we might have Kim was talking about that. We might have a fairy class because
Like,
just to get the
not
girl-
a gay guy class.
No, a fairy class, like not just using Tinkerbell's example, but not necessarily like that. But just so something for the girl. The girly girls like Candace, Kim, and Kaylee want to do it. And I mean, you can be a hybrid fairy thing. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
There's hybrids too.
We are developing it right now. It's just in talks, but because Kaylee was basically saying that they used to play fairies and vampires when they were little, and basically Kaylee was a slut. She described that she was always after boys, so she played a slut from when she was like 10. She's
What class?
This is what I'm talking about. This game is meant strictly to be hilariously fun and weird, and that's why I think it's going to be.
I just thought
Should
of
also
it.
have the obscures.
Yeah,
Something
like-
just random like a duck in a top hat.
Well, no, that's the thing. We have a hybrid class, which will be an animal/human. So if you really wanted to, you can make a duck in a top hat.
I just thought of another class for Dan. The
Racist?
No, that could be part of it. No.
Sorry, a little bit of inside humor for our listeners. Michelle gets it mostly.
We always make fun of him for having gay parents and gay dads and whatnot, and gay brothers. No, he's going to be a knight of the Cocklancers.
But yeah, that's like the dirtiest thing we're doing right now. So it's interesting. Let us know if I doubt anybody's listening to this. Is anybody listening?
There are two.
Oh, there are.
Us and
Us and someone
Me
else?
and Michelle.
Oh, well, that's terrible.
well, and also Sean kind of said it's like if we take like a week off in summer, we could probably go to LARP in the
Yeah,
woods. Beat
yeah.
the shit out of stuff.
Which is weird, but at the same time, I have no problem with it. I find it hilarious. I think it'd be
That'd be
funny,
fun.
especially if you're like a hybrid.
Yeah.
And they're gonna dress like if say I'm not gonna say I'm gonna create that character, but like I'll just like say a panda/human. I'm sitting on the woods, people are walking by.
Now we're going to be a normal panda? Normal panda?
No,
You
like
just
a
sit there
Pandarian?
eating shit?
No, I'm gonna talk. I do that now. I'm basically a panda, except for I like sex. Pandas apparently just don't like sex.
No, they don't give a
I
shit.
wonder why there's none here on the planet. Well, I shouldn't say they don't like sex. They just don't like to mate. They're just like fuck it. I'm gonna just Netflix. Fuck the chill. I'm just gonna watch Netflix. I don't know what the hell's up with pandas. I don't get it.
They're retarded.
They're just.
They are literally retarded. They've
Maybe
been
they're
known.
trying to make up for Japan and China's
Oh.
population.
Supposedly
Yeah,
Japan's population's going right now.
Oh really?
Because like more
Well, it's
than
fucking.
no one's fucking. All the
Get out of
guys,
here.
all men want to do is worry about their businesses and about their professional life. The poor women are fucking cock starved. To put it nicely, they are. You
They say-
any
That's
white
pretty nice way.
man,
If
any
they
white
see
man,
any
will-
white foreign man,
oh, they're all over them.
or sorry, not white, I meant foreign man.
Anything, foreign men.
Any foreign man.
But then also that too is half their fucking population are senior citizens, not making any.
So
Well, that's Canada right now too.
Pretty much, yeah.
yeah,
We're on that baby
sadly,
boom.
like
Yeah,
yeah.
the
So they
statistic I
won't
heard
retire. They won't retire.
with the baby boomers right now, there are more people in this country over 60 than there are 15 and under.
Yeah, it's fucking retarded.
Because we can't make money to support them.
Yeah, they kind of fucked our economy pure to shit.
Like I don't
So-
care
And
if
they
people.
say that we're the entitled ones.
Well,
Yeah.
exactly. Like, I don't care if people come from this country and stuff like that, but there's got to be a cap on it because it's starting to get to the point where we're losing jobs, it's crushing our economy,
And
our dollar is a little low as shit.
Part of that is I blame Stephen Harper because he put our entire economy on oil.
Right.
Yeah.
And as
Not
oil
oil.
rise, as oil does this, our economy does that.
Mhm.
If he would have diversified our economy into other areas,
Well, maybe Trudeau will fix that.
oil would like. I mean,
though.
any thing takes a dive and hits your economy, but it won't be this one thing dies, our whole economy fucking dies.
See,
Right.
what Harper should have done is put money into renewable resources such as wind power.
He's conservative.
I know, he's an asshole, I get it.
One thing I do have a problem with, though, and it's really been bugging me lately, well, not lately, but ever since this whole refugee thing's been going on, is we have our own problems here. We should be worrying about our problems, taking care of our own people, before we bring in other people and pay for them.
Yeah.
We put $65 million toward the refugees. That's a lot of money that could help a lot of people.
Wait, advocate to that, I read one sentence. Are your ancestors Native American?
Yes, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I have 7.5%.
7.5%.
One little lonely me.
Yes. But
That's
so
what
your
the fuck this
point is that
story
you're
is.
white, right?
Huh?
So your point is that you're white.
But
Your ancestors were immigrants.
the difference between that is, my ancestors helped build this country
Same here.
and make the money that we're spending on people who are coming here and are looking for free healthcare, free retirement, and a better life. Which I understand.
That was the same thing your ancestors were looking for too.
But we didn't. When we got here, we had to build our better life.
Yeah, but the
And
thing
that's what
is,
we can't be giving out too much money. We gotta stop giving money away. Remember when Haiti happened? We were in a fucking recession, we were giving money away. First you pay your own bills at home, then any money you have extra you
Honestly,
put
I
to
think it
charity.
would have been better if they sent more people to build.
That would have been a smart idea. People are cheap.
Yeah, people ask like, hey,
Time
you're
is
a
cheap.
volunteer, we'll pay your taxes. For you.
Yeah. So yeah, you get a break on your income tax. I would have fucking gone. It would have helped. But instead we were sitting there going, here's some money, just throw money at it and fucking fix it.
And with half
Fucking
that,
have
that
some
money
hundreds.
ended up in the politician's pocket.
Exactly.
Almost all of it did.
All we're doing is, it's like being a normal person. You have your budget, right? You get, okay, I got paid $1,000 check. Well, I need $500 for rent, I need whatever, I'm $1,000 for all my bills. You know what, I'm gonna give $200 to fucking charity. No, you have to pay your bills first. We're in a deficit right now. We should be paying that before we put any other money anywhere else. Including into stupid shit like, we're going to build a new city up north so that people can live up there. No! Help the cities that are already struggling.
Let's get off politics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Politics.
You can do a whole episode on politics. So here's what we did on a previous podcast.
Here's what get really aggressive.
Sorry. Here's what we did on a previous podcast, which I did enjoy. It's speaking of worldly events, we are going to go into Crack, one of my favorite things on Crack.com. Most insane things happening right now.
You're doing crack?
Yeah, I'm doing crack. So anyway, what's going to happen is
I'm sorry, it's just so delicious.
yes.
Stop
Crack.
thinking about pig powder. He's
So
thinking
anyway,
about pig powder.
No, it's marinated lemonade with strawberry in it, which makes
It's
it
pink lemonade. It's my pink lemonade.
It's delicious.
I don't care, you should have done your own.
Yeah, but I drink it all. Now I'm drinking all hers.
So anyway, while Alex finishes drinking water bottles out of the mission, we're going to do most of the same things happening right now. Let's start with the Oscars, because the Oscars are coming. Me and you are big Oscar guys. I challenge anybody to watch the Oscars. Well, not watch the Oscars, watch some of the movies anyway. There's only 8 this year.
which is good. I'm glad they're
Cuts it down.
shrinking. I still think it should only be
I
5.
totally agree. It's just, why do you need a bunch of nominations when... No, I'm not letting you read that because...
You wanna read it?
No, you wait. You wait.
Patience.
But anyway,
I
so...
have patience.
But no, I just... the Oscars are so weird this year.
They are weird.
Yeah, like, so, for example, The Revenant, which I have to say looks amazing.
Yeah, I would say that movie probably deserves all of the credit it's getting.
Yeah, like, I have to say that. Like, have you heard of it?
Leo,
Leonardo DiCaprio.
I remember the original Revenant.
this
It's
is
about a dude who dies and comes back to life and becomes a crime fighter.
That's not it.
It was good.
This is about a guy
That
who
just
gets
sounds
left
like
for
an
dead.
RPD.
Who gets mauled by a bear and left for dead, and then he goes back and goes after the people who left him there to die.
And that bear was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He gets skull fucked by a gun. We're talking about R.I.P.D., which is actually pretty good. It's pretty good.
That's okay. So anyway, so Revenant leads with 12 nominations, which is crazy, and that means, which he's also nominated for Leo. So he's finally might get his Oscar this year. So, well, he's been nominated, but he's just been beaten up by just really good actors.
Yeah.
Really, so, and that's the thing about the Oscars.
I'm surprised he didn't get one for fucking Django Unchained.
He didn't get
He
nominated.
didn't get nominated.
Yeah, because his was pretty good.
There were better movies that did, like
Yeah, I know.
Gangs in New York or
Gangs in New York. I've always seen like.
Well, didn't he win the Oscar for Who's Eating Gilbert Grape? Did he win the Oscar?
No.
He was nominated.
I think he was nominated for supporting actor.
Yeah, that's why he's
Well,
finally his own. He was fucking
fucking excellent that show. Have you ever seen that movie? It's really good.
And then he also was nominated for The Aviator.
Right, he was good in that one too. Yeah. But interesting enough, guess what made Best Picture? Mad Max Fury Road is nominated for Best Picture.
That's
Action
also
movie.
up for 10.
That's impressive. Holy shit, for an action movie, that is
Well,
pretty good.
well, look at Return of the King. It like pretty much racked up all the
Yeah, but
Oscars.
that was like an epic story and everything. This is mostly, I'm sure it has a good story, but it's fucking Mad Max. All it is about blowing up shit. Well, it's an action movie.
No,
I haven't seen it yet. But it's Mad Max. That's what all
the thing about it, when you watch it in the theater, it is maybe one of the most visceral movies I've seen in a long time. Like, it doesn't let you breathe. There are maybe 5 seconds where you, like, 4 or 5 scenes in the whole movie that let you go, and then it starts up again.
That's almost kind of sort of how Star Wars was. Like, it was like boom, 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 it's over. Like, to me, it went really fast. I could have had another hour of that. Alex, on the contrary, said no.
My ass was hurting and I wanted to leave.
You should have just stood up and walked around. Man. But no, this is.
I felt like I was sitting too long. I was like, okay.
I just had that feeling.
I've seen this movie before.
Oh yeah, the old being episode 4. I can name it character for character. Who is who in this one?
Everyone can, that's just.
Yeah, they're gonna do a whole thing about stars. This is, I would have to say, very interesting.
I like this.
Yes, I haven't seen this movie. I actually want to see it. Sylvester Stallone is nominated for Best Supporting Actor this year. Sylvester Stallone for Creed. Because
The funny thing is, though,
hasn't Rocky ever been nominated?
the first one.
Was he nominated?
Just
the
the
first one, that's it?
The first one, yeah. But the thing is like,
It's the same thing.
he kind of was like, he did Rocky, but
Yeah,
all
it
the
says
other
it right
Rocky,
here. Yeah.
all the other Rocky movies, he did everything for. He wrote them, he directed them, he acted in them. This one, he only, like, I think he kind of put too much on himself with the sequels to Rocky. With this one, he handed all the other.
I hear nothing but good things about Creed. I'm not really a Rocky guy, but Creed sounds interesting.
All of the other jobs, he handed over to Ryan Coogler. And basically, this kid, I love the story of this. This young kid was a big fan of Rocky. It was like one of his favorite movies growing up. And he hadn't written, like he was a fan, and he had written a Rocky script. And he was like, he went to Sylvester Stallone, was like, can I make this? Would you want to be in this? And Stallone was kind of like, no. And then he was kind of like, you know what? Let me read it. And he
He
read
was
it.
actually a porn star, sort of. Before
Yeah.
that.
And he's like, all right, let me read it. And he's like, wow, that's pretty good. All right, yeah, you can do it. And he's like, I'll even do it. And it fucking blew everybody's mind that this kid had such a passion. It basically, what he did for Rocky is what J.J. Abrams, who was a fan of Star Wars, how he re-energized Star Wars, is what this kid did for Rocky.
Okay, there you go.
But then again,
For Creed.
like, the only reason why J.J. Abrams did both the Star Trek movies was kind of his audition pieces for Star Wars.
Yeah.
Mm.
And that's
He
what,
was in the bid for movies.
Yeah, it says here for playing Rocky Balboa in Creed, marking he's nominated for Best Supporting Actor for playing Rocky Balboa in Creed, marking the longest time between nominations for playing the same character at 39 years. So he's nominated 39 years ago for the same character, and now he's nominated now for the same character. So it's interesting. And they do comment that there's nobody of color nominated this year. Now this kind of bugs me because it just so happens it worked out that way.
yeah.
People are like, you can't just nominate someone because they're black.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Guess what? Nice participation.
I was gonna say, it's like you didn't lose. You're the last winner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just, you did all the shit. That's just how it worked out.
Although I would say, I think, like, Will Smith probably, I have sort of snuck glimpses at Concussion.
Yeah, that's right. I wanted to see it. He did look pretty good.
And that's one of another amazing movies where Will Smith is not playing Will Smith. He's actually playing a different character.
Yeah.
Like he did it in Ali, where he was
Right.
actually not playing the same character he plays in every other fucking
Yes.
movie he's in. Like you look at every other movie he's in, he plays Will Smith as a cowboy, as a
Aspects.
as a secret agent. But when he was Ali, he actually poured the time and the effort into being Muhammad Ali and not being Will Smith pretending to be Muhammad Ali.
So yeah, good shot. Anyway, yeah.
And then I think with this, he's actually channeling this doctor character that he's supposed to be playing.
No, actually, a lot of the movies I actually do want to see this year. Was Spotlight nominated?
Yes.
I really want to see that movie. It's about like Catholic churches and the whole.
The press investigation that exposed the Catholic church's pedophilia.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I saw a scene with Michael.
There you go.
What is it, buddy? You're drawn together.
Yeah.
Remember that one scene? We're gonna demolish this orphanage. No, I have to rent. No, sorry, Padre, it's gotta happen. Destroys the orphanage, all these kids are like, where are you gonna go, kids? What are you gonna do? Touch yourselves. No, it's just like Michael Keaton. I saw a scene with Michael Keaton and with Mark Ruffalo talking and stuff. It just looked like some really good stuff. I'm really looking forward to seeing that. Probably second to Revenant. I really want to see that. So here's another thing. Let's move on from that. In response to Oregon's militia's open request for snacks and supplies to support their occupation of the Milner National Wildlife Refuge, many concerned citizens have been mailing sex toys, glitter, penis-shaped candies, and other similarly themed paraphernalia. John Ritzheimer, one of the occupers, made it clear the gifts were not appreciated. Not appreciated, though he did admit the bag of dicks was really funny. So, yeah, I heard about this. They were freaking angry that they were getting all these sex toys. Just resell them. Yeah, so, speaking of Star Wars.
Used.
Yeah, well, really. So here's a bag of used sex toys. That'd be bad. Speaking of Star Wars, Harrison Ford is now the highest-grossing movie star in history.
Ooh.
The success of Star Wars: The Force Awakens has helped Ford surpass the previous box office king, Samuel L. Jackson, which is quite impressive because he hasn't done that many movies in a little while. And Ford is still scheduled to appear in the next Indiana Jones sequel, the Blade Runner reboot, and Star Wars Episode 8.
You know what probably happened?
They
killed Hoffman?
Flashback.
It'll be a flashback. But you know why they
He has to be a Force ghost.
No, when we figured out what happened, like we all guesstimated that he wanted to be killed off so he could be done with Star Wars. I bet you he made a shit ton of money. He was like, I'll be back for you. I'll be back for flashbacks.
Yeah.
Pay me money. And a shit ton of it, too.
Yeah, so here's this is just terrible. You remember that episode of South Park when they were voting against the flag because they thought it was too contradictory? It was like 4 white men hanging a black man on the flag. Do you remember that episode?
No, I do not remember that episode.
Apparently South Park didn't know this, but this actually just recently happened, the same sort of situation. So, in a scene seemingly lifted from an episode of Parks and Recreation, or South Park, like I mentioned, the residents of Whitesboro, New York, were asked to vote on a new town seal. These were the alternates. Okay? So it showed, like, I'll put the picture online. It's a village of Whitesboro. It shows, like, you know, basically a Native American and a man going, yeah, bro, kind of thing. Yeah. Then one where it's like, was that the Virgin Mary or something? Anyway, this woman standing in front like this. 2 guys going, yeah, bro, just the hands. And then just some birds in the sky. The residents voted instead by landslide to keep their existing seal.
So white dude murdering a native.
Yes.
Engaging in a friendly wrestling match.
Yeah, okay.
Well, the natives lose it.
Either they're just getting really intimate and they caught them right in the middle of the moment.
It's like just like the
Just
please down.
It's like in the Lion King when Alex sit on the fuck eyes. I don't care what anyone says. I talk to Candace about this all the time. I said because we were listening to the car and we got a CD of Disney songs from the library, and Can You Feel the Love Tonight came on, right? And I'm like, this is the only thing in Disney history that basically showed you a sex scene, basically, right? And I was like, Candace, what are you talking about? I said, Nala, the fuck eyes. I told her, like, look at Nala. She's like, give it to me right there,
Deep and hard.
It's just fuck eyes.
What was I going to say?
About straining women.
Oh, it was like fucking Brokeback Mountain right there.
Oh yeah,
He gave him a courtesy spit?
Yep.
Oh, that's so gross. I guess at least you got a courtesy spit.
No, really. It's funny how that kind of just like, you know, like when you're being intimate, things just happen. It's just funny how that just clicked. Like he was just like thinking about it the whole time. Like I'm just doing my hand when I get him in the tent. It's like the Family Guy when the horse came by. Like you remember they showed a little Family Guy clip. It's like
I want to see a movie from the horse's point of view of Brokeback Mountain. The horse is like right there. It's like, they've been in a tent a while. What's going on? The horse peeks his head in. He's like, oh my god! Oh my god! That's really funny. So, interesting. So, here's some internet news, sort of. In a move designed to force customers to upgrade to Windows 8.1 or 10, Microsoft is ending support for Windows 8 after less than 4 years.
Wow, that's
pretty quick.
I think they still have fucking support for 3.1. The very first Windows.
Just this one guy. Ring. Oh my god. Should I answer the phone? Do I answer?
Some guy from Afghanistan.
No, not you.
I missed the call.
Oh, yeah. So, have you noticed, here, we were just talking about oil. Have you noticed lower gas prices lately? Yeah, we're at 79 cents over here.
Back to high school,
right? Yeah.
Supposedly it's going down to 68 by the weekend.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's like high school.
Still here at fucking tanks.
I can remember being a kid, vividly remember one of the first times I can remember going to the gas station and remember looking up and seeing the gas say 65 cents up there.
I remember that.
I remember when 80 cents was high.
Yeah. And people were like, oh, if it continues, we're out of here, we're done the car.
Yeah, and then $1.30 later, like,
I just remember going up and I never remember ever going down.
yeah,
That was like
plummeting.
I remember that. I remember 65.
And I was like, my god, the last time this happened, I was like, young.
Exactly.
Well, what really bugs me is back in the day, oil prices kept going down, but the gas stayed up.
Yeah.
But now it's finally so fucking low, the gas has to go
They have to come down. It's
down.
like, okay, so we got to screw people more. So the price of a barrel of crude oil fell below $30 for the first time since December 2003. Experts blame
High
it.
school, man.
Experts blame it on fears of reduced fuel demand in China and the recovery of the U.S. dollar. Yeah, like we're at 60 cents, or is it less now?
Yeah, our dollar is like 60-some cents American.
It's supposedly you're supposed to go down like 48 cents or something.
Someone at work told me they were going to the States or whatever. They paid $800 some to convert their money. They got $500 back. So they lost like $300.
And we were going to go to Mexico, and after looking at the dollar, looking at how things went from being, $680 trip for two people.
To $1,020, like $400.
Yeah, 1,200 to 1,400 for the same thing. It's like, yeah, I don't know shit. Let's
Yeah,
not.
so
Let's go. Free night.
yeah, really.
3 nights for 550.
Fantasyland.
So yeah, I thought you guys were going on the weekend, but you're going on Tuesday.
Yeah, going Tuesday to Friday.
Oh, Friday.
Because now we all the little kiddies are in school, so we'll have the mall all to ourselves.
Nice.
And then when the kids get off school, we just go up to the hotel room and enjoy the jacuzzi.
Yeah.
And the bed in the back of the coach. It's awesome. There's a mirror above it, too. It's so sad.
So back to
What were we talking to?
well, no, we
Talk about gas.
we were just talking about gas.
Oh,
So
yeah.
not like how low it is, but anyway, we'll ignore that for now since we already talked about it. We're discussing most of the same things that are happening right now from crack.com. So we'll lead from that. Let's see what else is in here. So the city of St. Louis, unfortunately for the city of St. Louis, they have lost an NFL team for the second time. You might know about this, Ferguson.
Yep.
After NFL owners approved the return of the Rams franchise to Los Angeles Rams after 21 years.
Yeah.
So what's the story behind that?
All right, so the story behind that is the NFL, the most financially successful sports league in the world, is the only one of the 4 major sports without a team in Los Angeles.
What? Every sport has a team in Los Angeles.
Football doesn't.
That's fucked
It's
up.
kind of weird. Yeah.
They have a team in
They
Green
have
Bay,
like
Wisconsin,
2 fucking
which is
hockey
about.
teams.
They have 2 hockey teams. They have 2 basketball teams. They,
Yeah, the Heat and
no, Heat is in Miami.
Oh fuck yeah, that's
Aren't they
right.
like cheeseheads or something?
The
No,
Packers.
it's Green Bay Packers.
The Green Bay Packers are, there's a team in Green Bay, Wisconsin, which has a population of like 6 people, and they have an NFL team.
Yeah.
Los Angeles, the second biggest market in North America, doesn't have an NFL team. So,
Which is odd because
But
they have
they're-
everything.
Very
Very
strange. Yeah.
but there is an ownership group in Los Angeles that it's all about stadiums. All of the other big teams in the NFL have state-of-the-art brand new stadiums, and for the rest of the teams, they have to build one to keep up. St. Louis's stadium is like circa 1988. They're a really old stadium they have.
It's like fucking Saskville Center here.
Yeah, really.
So the team has been fighting with the city of St. Louis to get a new arena, and the city won't help them at all because 50% of an arena's cost is handled by the state and the city.
How much?
About 50% is paid for by the state. It's because it's not just the team that uses it; it's also for concerts and other things. So the city partially owns it too.
That's logical.
St. Louis wouldn't put any money up for a new arena. So the Rams were like, well, we need a new arena. There's an ownership group in Los Angeles that says, we have this crazy new stadium we want to build. Why don't you come here?
So, hey, fuck you guys, bye.
And two other teams are in need of stadium. So they had three teams wanting to get into that LA stadium. The league said, we will vote and allow two of you to go. Because we can't have any more than two tenants in a building.
Really? You can have two football teams?
Well, the Jets and the Giants in New York share a stadium.
That's right.
They share MetLife Stadium in New York. So they told the teams, the Rams are the first team that got approved. And the other two teams are the Oakland Raiders that need a new stadium because they're technically playing on an old baseball stadium. They're even worse off. Or the San Diego.
But that's so Raiders, though.
Or the San Diego Chargers. The Rams are the first team approved. But they were originally, when they were founded, they were the LA Rams. And they left Los Angeles for St. Louis.
Because St. Louis had a brand new stadium.
At the time they did. So now they're moving back.
This is like the girl that leaves the nerdy guy for the hot guy and then comes back to the nerdy guy.
Because the hot guy sucks at sex.
Yeah, exactly.
He's never had to try.
Exactly, yeah.
So
See,
that's,
you learned.
that's the
I
story
know that.
behind
It's
it.
like if you want a boyfriend, go to the
Interesting.
nerdy one because they'll be the
Well,
best.
it must have really sucked for Los Angeles because they lost. At one point, Los Angeles
I
did
know
have
this.
two teams. They lost both of them the same year.
Oh, really?
They lost both of them. They had the Rams and the Raiders at one point because the Raiders.
I remember that Los
played,
Angeles
the
Raiders.
Raiders played in LA for 16 years. They left Oakland, went to LA for 16 years.
And then went back to Oakland.
And then went back to Oakland. They said that in basketball.
Yeah.
They talked about that in basketball, yeah.
So,
Yeah, they talk about that was hilarious.
well, the thing is the owner of the Oakland Raiders did this to the league all the time. He did that because he wanted out of Oakland.
Yeah.
And all the owners, they didn't like Al Davis, the owner of the Raiders. They're like, no, you have to stay in Oakland. So he just picked up his team, fucking moved to LA without their approval. And then he fought the league. There was a big court case for 16 years. 16 years fighting about it, that he didn't have the right without league approval and all this.
Right.
And the league finally said, all right, you can stay in Los Angeles. And he moved him back to Oakland.
Yeah, fuck you.
Crazy. So it's freaking stupid. So to move on here, we got Ricardo Medina Jr. He was a former star Power Rangers samurai, I guess. He's been charged with murdering his roommate with a samurai sword.
No!
Fitting.
It's very fitting. That's actually kind of cool.
Go
Which
Power
one does he
Rangers.
play?
I don't know.
That
These
one.
gay looking ones.
What are these scaling? The pink one, no bad anything.
I'm sorry.
Wait,
but-
is he Asian?
Like, have any
No,
of you,
he's Spanish.
have any of you actually watched that Power Rangers gritty fan film they made?
No.
I love it. I love it. If they did that in a movie, I would watch the shit out of that movie. So yeah, like he's probably the red one. It's got-
No, the red one's blonde.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I just know
Oh,
the
you mean the
original Power
original or the
Rangers.
new
Yeah.
I don't know, the original.
The original, yeah, he's
Yeah,
blonde.
it's blonde.
But this is like the 5th or 6th incarnation of
Oh, no idea then.
it. Yeah, I don't either.
No. So, you know that scene in 7? What's in the box? Well, James Potton from Bristol, England received a package from FedEx expecting it to contain an Amazon Kindle that he had ordered. However, it was actually a specimen return kit containing a patient's tumor, which should have been delivered to the Royal Free Hospital in London. Surprisingly, FedEx did not immediately return to collect the package. Hey, you worked for Pure Maybe if it was Pure Later, it would have been fine. Anyway, despite the time-sensitive nature of the contents, eventually they delivered it to its intended location and Potton received his Kindle. Happy ending.
Have you ever seen the cameras of UPS? Like the people put cameras above their doors to watch UPS, and it's fucking
Oh,
hilarious. They
man,
walk
some of
up
them-
halfway up the driveway and just whip it across.
One guy he just walks up and he freaking punts it.
Yeah.
Like just if anybody did that with my shit, it's bad.
I work as a courier. You'd be surprised at some of the shit that
Oh
happens.
fuck, man!
Let's
You
hear.
Well, there was. Did I tell you about?
you handle my package right, man. Both of them. Anyway, okay, go on.
There was. Okay, I don't want to say this. Okay.
No names.
Okay, fuzz on my face. No, I'm kidding. I remember a party light box.
Like my mom's shit.
A candle box. And I was loading up a truck, and I had these little boxes that were coming, and there was about 20 of them. And they were just big blocks of metal. Each one weighed like 40 pounds. They were like this big. And I was just kind of quickly stacking them, and I pinched my finger between two of them. And instantaneously just saw red. I was mad. And I just need to hit something. I was just like, and I saw this party light box sitting there, and I just boot fucked this box for about 20 seconds. And I put my foot through it.
Holy fuck.
I don't know what happened.
And I put it on the shelf of the truck, but here's the box with my big footprint in it. Here's the wall of the truck. I went,
Nice.
You were young and dumb. It's okay.
What was that, yesterday?
No, he's a courier.
I know, I'm joking.
But I was watching one.
It's so embarrassing to deliver those packages because the customer looks at it and it's got a big fucking hole in it. You're like,
I know what happened. Is that mine?
No, but I saw one UPS too. You know, like they back up the doors and unload at businesses.
yeah.
He's just like, just throwing out the door, close the door, drives off. It's like, what the fuck is a pile of shit?
One of my favorite guys I used to work with, Randy Magnus, and one of his methods was when you're unloading, like hand bombing a trailer, he would grab the box in the middle and dump it on the line. Hey, there's a big stack of boxes. You just grab it and go like, boom, like that.
Well,
and
that
just
is
push.
gets it done, I guess.
Boom! Like, that was his method.
Like, jeez.
What is this box of fragile?
Oh, that
Randy
happened.
doesn't read too well.
That guy at work the other day, it was like a bunch of fragile packages. I work in a hospital, so stuff was coming in through receiving.
Probably needles.
So it was not. Well, I don't think so. But anyway, it could be anything. It could be thousands of dollars of hospital equipment. So anyway, person at my work there that works there, he works in the stores there, which is where the package is coming from and receiving. He's backing out with it, and he's just like backing out, and then he knocks all this shit on the ground, and then he just throws it back. Like the way he's handling it, we were just watching him. He's like, I said, I won't say his name. I was like, you know that says fragile on it. He's like, it's just whatever. Could have thousands of dollars of medical equipment, like some tools.
That's why you just take his picture, call his boss, and
Yeah.
like, you guys are responsible.
Exactly, yeah. And you know what would happen? Nothing, because it's the health region.
It'd
be like this.
Although, I will say this to
These are
people.
people had to bust his kneecaps.
Yeah,
And then
okay.
take him to the hospital.
It's not my
It's
stuff.
like hell.
I will say this to people though. If you don't want your shit broken, package your stuff properly.
Yes.
There at Purelator we've had this lots of time where we literally get a box of long light bulbs.
Facebook.
Those long tube light bulbs. And all it is just 6 of them in a box and just the cardboard. There's nothing
Yeah.
protecting.
Oh!
And so it's like, smash! You're like, that's a box of glass!
That's literally where I pick one up and all you hear is
You're like, it's rainstorm!
You're like-
Yeah!
It's one of those broken glass play sets like in that SNL sketch. One of those black and
I do agree with that. There was recently a hack thing, and one of the hacks said, like life hacks said, package your shit like people are going to try and break it.
That's literally what we tell our customers when they tell your customers when you're picking someone up. If you're going to package something fragile, make sure it will not be broken regardless of what we do to it.
Yeah. Like fucking gyro-synchronized fucking support that thing inside the box so it can't break.
well, it's like those Amazon drones in the States. I heard we're gonna get some here, but
That's another thing that just makes me shake my head because it's like this thing.
I was just gonna do some nice drone camera things leaked to the public.
Lights on fire.
So, what is that? Is that
You can
penis?
crush your marshmallow bunny and turn it into Kim Jong-un.
That's pretty awesome. That looks a lot like a joke. So, speaking of
Sorry.
nonsensical things, we are IQNA. A while ago, we listened to a news headline about a man raping a pit bull, saying that ISIS did it. That was one of our funniest podcasts.
That was
What?
pretty funny.
Remember that? I'm trying. I'm trying.
Stop raping my dog. I'm trying.
So no, it's like, get
that was
off
a
my
long-
dog!
Yeah, get off my dog, I'm trying.
So anyway, I got another one.
What's that?
Okay, so I'm not, don't read this, it's
Okay.
not be surprised. It's a good one. It's really good. Okay? So, here's the headline. Man stabbed when he refused to change positions during threesome.
Was it by a dick?
So, a menage a trois went from pleasure to pain. So, a menage a trois went from pleasure to pain when Ashley Hunter, pictured left, he's black, of course.
No
He
shit.
reportedly stabbed Orlando DeWitt, pictured bottom, he's also black, during the tryst. The stabbing allegedly occurred when DeWitt reportedly refused to switch positions during the sexual romp. Surprisingly, this is not the one I wanted. There's another story of this. And this just recently happened. See, this is 3 years ago. So here's the one that I heard of. This man, these two guys, were
Spit roasting a girl.
Yeah, exactly. And here's what happened. The guy switched. He was supposed to go left instead of right. His balls rubbed against the other guy. Threw him off. He shot him, killed him on the spot, and said, I ain't with that gay shit.
It's a threesome. Shit's gonna happen.
Shit's
like
gonna
that.
happen. There's gonna be contact, especially if you're both doing it. And it sounds like the same whole, like the, not like mountainous. It's the other way.
Yeah, not spit roasting, not a wobbly H or an Eiffel Tower.
Exactly.
That's when you high five.
Yeah.
The wobbly H is when.
Yeah.
So it's either
DV.
DPV.
Yeah.
I can find that one.
Or DP.
Yeah.
No, I heard of one. They got this new Twitter thing going on in 2016 called Waste His Time 2016. What it is you get a guy to go down on you if you're a girl for an hour or so, and then when you're like, okay, you get up, you pull up your pants, and you go, yeah, it's done, and walk out.
Oh wait, maybe not. So okay, Curtis Mayfield. I found the actual story. So Curtis Mayfield murdered his best friend after an incident involving him, one of his friends, and Lafika Thompson. Wow, what a name.
What a black man.
So that's a black.
Laquifa?
That's like a
Laquifa.
shadow orgy. You can't see what's going on.
Laquifa.
So anyway, Laquifa.
Look at that.
It's Laquifa!
What's with these stories? Like the guy who was caught raping the pit bull, his name was Woodruff.
It was rough.
Now you have Laquifa. Anyway, so according to Urban Leak, Laquifa and the two men were in the middle of having a threesome when Curtis told his friend it was time to switch positions. I yelled, switch!
It's like change places.
It's like a freaking Japanese game show or something. It's like, I yelled, switch, from mouth to butt. He went left when he should have went right, and next thing you know, we went ball to ball.
Oh wait, that's quite a distance. There's a good distance between the mouth and the ass.
Yeah.
Oh, unless they went around and bumped
Must
dicks.
have. Anyway, Curtis was so enraged by what happened, he grabbed his friend and shot his friend while screaming out, I ain't with that gay shit. Curtis feels no remorse for the death of his friend and claims it was his fault. If he would have never touched my balls, he would still be alive. Holy
What the
shit. So, here's the rule in a threesome. Don't piss off. First of all, if you're going to have a threesome, you probably should look at each other and be like, we're not going to touch balls. And if we do, I'm not going to
sorry.
fucking freak out because
It's a
shit
threesome.
happens.
It's a threesome.
Okay. But to finish,
Things are gonna touch.
Exactly. That's like a girl getting mad because they rub boobs and it's like, fuck you, and they shot each other. It doesn't make any sense.
No, we just sit quietly and randomly just. We'll just fuck with their mind.
Well, yeah, like it's so stupid to overreact like that. But anyway.
okay, I gotta finish the story. So this whole waste his time 2016 thing's been happening. So basically, yeah, you make him go down on you for a while, and then you just go, okay, time to switch. And when he goes to switch, as he's pulling his pants, you pull up yours and walk away. Waste his time. One guy in the States, black guy, don't know his name. His girlfriend did it to him, got up and said, hashtag waste your time, and shot her dead. It's a little extreme. I'd be like, okay, seriously?
Yeah, it's nuts. No, it's a world it's the world we live in, and that's why this is IQNA. So I guess we'll leave on that note because, wow.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
How do you top that?
Yeah, your lesson today is don't touch ball unless you discuss it first.
Even
That should be on
then,
Sesame Street.
Even if you want to any type of sexual relationship, talk your limits.
Yeah, really, yeah, like, that's like just going in and then, it's not a good idea. Talk your limits. Threesomes should be planned, I guess.
Yeah, sure, even if your cock's touch, you can still say no homo and have no bad
Hire
feelings.
a-
No homo.
No homo!
That's a thing now, eh?
That would have been funny. He's like, no homo. Alright.
There's been jokes about that where it's like, oh yeah, we joke around, no homo. It's like, yeah, it's police or it's kid, no homo. Anyway,
I'll suck your dick, no homo. So anyway, until next time, I'm Big Mike.
Sam Boscoff.
Justin Fergie Ferguson.
Alex Howing.
And don't touch balls, folks.
Bye.
IQNA.